Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the vlog. We're back from my work trip, so now we're back on the van. But today I've got a little bit of a surprise for you. No, let me not explain. Let's just carry on with today's vlog. Okay, so welcome to another episode of the vlog. We're looking at the caddy now. We've been going on quite a while with the caddy, and looking at the viewer numbers, I can tell that people are perhaps getting a little bit tired of it. So caddy project, or project caddy, is going to go on in the background. It will happen and it will go on. I'm just waiting for these new injectors to arrive, and as soon as they arrive I will do this, but off camera. In the meantime, I have a new distraction for you. Let me show you the new project. Just over here, we're going to take a little walk down this little pathway here, and this is the new project. Yep, it's another van, but let me take you for a little bit of a walk around. Okay, so let's talk about this car now. This is Project Connect. It's a Transit Connect. Now, my son wanted a more decent van. He's been driving around this for a while, and this is a temporary van until we got something better. And this is the something better. It's a 2015 1.6 diesel Transit Connect with a white bumper, as you can see. Now, the damage on this is a Cat N. Alright, so let's just go through the damage in a little bit of detail. So obviously you can see what's at the front end. The original headlight came, but it's got busted tabs, but that could be a repair, but we've just got new tabs. I've actually got most of the bits for this vehicle already, which kind of tells you that this is going to be a very quick project. And that's on purpose, because A, it needs to be on the road as soon as possible. B, I know you guys are getting bored of long projects like the caddy that's gone on forever. So this one we're going to turn around in a couple of weeks. So this week I'm just going to show you the condition of the van and some of the issues. Next week we'll go straight into full-blown build, and we should get it finished next week and on the road. It's a run and drive, so it runs and drive. Let me open up the bonnet and then we can talk a little bit further. Alright, so the engines on these Fords, they are not Ford engines, they are actually Citroen engines, so the same engine that gets fitted into the Berlingo, that's what these are. So, I know, shock horror. Looking at the actual bodywork, we can see that the crash bar is crash, but the chassis is fine. You see the chassis back here? This is a crash bar, the front crash bar. That's a chassis. So that'll bolt off and replace. The top slam panel, we can see that it's got fragments broken. Again, another bolt off, and we can replace that. The front bumper comes in two pieces. So you've got the top half here, which is fine. The bottom half is where it's taking all the impact. You can see the front crash bar here. That's really badly bented. Like I said, it's only the crash bar. Now, the radiator behind, we've got the condenser. That might be okay, but it is warped and buckled. We've got the lower frame here. That might be okay, might be, but definitely, because the crash bar here has been pushed in, it's pushed back the radiator. Looking back here, you can see the radiator is actually touching the engine here, so that's damage. And we can see some further damage down here. So what we're going to do next week is strip off the front so we can see what we need to get, and then we'll order all the bits. Now I've already ordered a crash bar, we've got a new front bumper like I mentioned earlier, and we've got a headlight, so that's fine. We need to clean all of this, and we'll see how we get on with the rest of the stuff, whether we need to, anything else is damaged. Definitely AC is definitely a suspect, but we only know that once we get this front off here, and we can truly ascertain what's damaged. Now this does have a there's your turbo here, and looking at this, it seems to have been blowing, so we need to give it a good old service, make sure that's okay. We've got an intercooler, small little intercooler, that's definitely been pushed back a bit, so that might have been damaged as well. But that's about it really. It's all cosmetics. Now inside the vehicle, you've seen the boot. Inside, I mean, this is a carpenter's van, and it is pretty bad. It needs a good clean, but the good thing is that he had seat covers on, so actually under the seat is really good condition. It's really clean, which is nice to see that they actually have done that, which is good. So don't have to worry about that. But the seats need a good old hoover up. The body needs a good old clean. I actually cleaned the door to see if the body was alright. You can see the door looks clean in comparison to the rest of the body, so it's going to clean up really well. The wheels, I think the wheels have been messed about with. I always find with vans that if they come from a company, they put all their old wheels on and they stick them on the auction. I can tell you that now, because this van normally comes with silver wheels. So if you look at this here, that's a black wheel. That's a black wheel. Looks pretty rough. If we come around to this side here, you see that that's a silver wheel, although it being kind of painted. And then here we got one hubcap. So go figure. On the inside there's no, I mean, it's got a plywood floor, which is fine. You've got all your tools in here from lots of raw plugs. I'm going to keep those because I always need those. But other than that, it's in pretty good condition inside here. Really nice condition. It's pretty clean actually for a 2015 plate van as well. All the doors and everything is in reasonably good condition. So I'm quite pleased about that. So yeah, it's literally just a good clean up, and then we'll be in a much better place. Here we go. Yeah, like most of these vans, they're just work mules, so no real care is taken to keep it clean. But the next shot you're going to see of this will be the van all nicely cleaned up.
2 hours later.
And there you go, much better, all nice and clean. Now this van has really come up really well. It has cleaned up very well, as I kind of envisaged when I saw the original images. Now I don't normally clean vans before all vehicles. I normally do that when it's all finished, but this van was so bad that it was worth doing it. But yeah, it's clean come up. This is just a wash, nothing more. So you can see there's a couple of scratches on the side, but they'll come off with some heavy duty compound. But other than that, it's come up really well. We haven't done the bottom because that's been replaced. We did do the top. There's one little mark, one little rust spot. That is it. But other than that, it's in pretty good condition. And we've also given the interior just a little bit of a clean. It's going to get a more thorough cleaning, but it was just more so that we can work in a clean space. So the dashboard and everything, it's just had a quick wipe down with some APC. So it's in much better condition than it was. You can actually see the ground now. Yes, it's still dirty, but it is much better than the sandy that it was. Same on the other side as well. Okay, so next week we're going to start stripping this vehicle down, and we're going to get it all done in 1 week. So 1 week this vehicle is going to be done, guaranteed. All right, you heard it first here. All right, so there we have it, the new van. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Like I said, this is not going to be another caddy where we drag it out for weeks and weeks and weeks. Literally, this should take just 1 week to complete. So, join you next week. We'll be getting that done. But I am doing the caddy behind the scenes. Just that I know that looking at my numbers, my numbers on YouTube, that the caddy audience have, or the people who've been watching, it's not really that interested. So the caddy will be making a return, but once we get it up and running, when we're further along in the product or in the project, makes it a little bit more interesting. So we're doing 2 vans at the moment, but this one should only take about a week to get sorted. At least that's what I'm saying. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe down here. If you enjoyed this comment, click on the bell notification so you're notified whenever we release a new comment or content, and we will see you on the next one.